Everybody, my name is Yuko and I am a happiness promoter and a student of A Course in Miracle, and obviously I have my haircut and I'm starting anew and I'm so excited. I haven't been on for a little bit, but I have joined this amazing Course in Miracle study group and I'm so excited about that. These are awesome people who I get to share these concepts and learn from each other, and I'm so excited, y'all. So in this in this videos, like, I talk about the chapters that I'm reading, the lessons that I'm going through, and basically sharing all these ideas and concepts of the Course in Miracle that I am experiencing. Because as Course said, everybody has a different curriculum and everybody experiences different thing, and that's the beauty of it. And there is no right or wrong, there is no good or bad, and there's just love or the absence of love. So everywhere that is in the absence of love, we get to shine love, we get to pour in love and make everything in love, right? So this is awesome. So today's chapter is called the Little Garden. Okay, so I read this and I was so excited just because this is finally the chapter that Marianne Williamson talks about it all the time. So if you have heard her speak or went to one of her speaking engagement, like, she always talks about the analogy about the ocean, or the what's the other one? The ocean or the sunlight, right? Like, we're the part of, or the ocean, like, thinking that we're separate from the rest of the ocean, or we're thinking the sunlight that's separate, like the speck of sun that's thinking that we're different from the rest of the sun. So this is where that comes in, and I am so excited to read about this, right? And in the first sentence it said, "It is only the awareness of the body that make love seem limited, for the body is a limit on love." Okay, it is only awareness of the body that makes love seem limited, for the body is a limit on love. This is deep. This is really deep, right? It's the idea, and we put idea in, like, whatever that we're seeing. That's actually the lesson that I'm doing right now. Everything that I see is the thing that I put meaning to it, right? And they keep going into everything you recognize, you identify with the externals, something outside itself. You cannot even think of God without a body or in some form you think you recognize. And this is wow, right? This is like, you cannot even think of God without a body or in some form you think you recognize. This is deep. This is really deep. You can't even recognize God, like, because, like, we're already thinking that God is separate from us. That God is something that's really almighty, that, like, we can never reach, right? Like, if we do something wrong, we're gonna get punished, and, like, so to read that, you cannot even think of God without a body or in some form you think you recognize. That's like, whoa. So keep going. It's an amazing arrogance. In its amazing arrogance, this tiny sunbeam has decided it is sun. The almost imperceptible ripple hails itself as the ocean. Think how alone and frightened it is, the little thought, this infinitesimal illusion holding itself apart against the universe. The sun becomes the sunbeam an enemy that would devour it, and the ocean terrifies the little ripple and wants to swallow it. See, that's the part, right? This is the part that Marianne talks about it all the time, and it is an amazing arrogance, and it is an amazing arrogance. This tiny sunbeam has decided that it is the sun, the almost imperceptible ripple hail itself as the ocean. That isn't it, right? And I'm just gonna keep going in this. Yet neither sun nor ocean is even aware that all these strange, meaningless activity, they merely continue, unaware that they are feared and hated by a tiny segment of themselves. Even that segment is not lost to them, for it could not survive apart from them. I repeat, not lost to them, for it could not survive apart from them. For what it thinks it is in no way changes its total dependence on them for its being. Its whole existence still remains in them. Without the sun, the sunbeam would be gone. Without the ripple, without the ocean, is inconceivable. Right? We think we're separate from each other. But that feels frightening, right? As it said, like, it's frightening, and it feels alone because we think we're separate. but we're always surrounded by each other, right? Even in the social media, we are always surrounded by each other. Actually, it is, especially in social media, right? If you've been addicted to social media, you know the feeling. You know the feeling of you are connected but super disconnected from everybody, and that is frightening, and that it feels so alone. That feels so alone. It makes you want to connect even more, so you go into it a little bit more, and the more you go into it, the more you feel alone and separated. Why am I not there? You see the picture of other people and say like, why am I not being invited, right? Why is this person's life so much more happier than mine? Why not me? So it goes into the whole dark hole of like alone and separatedness, and it's so scary. It is the way we communicate now. So if we use it in a healthy way, if we use to really motivate and encourage each other, support each other, right? Like Suzanne and Cami always do this, and or like in my doTERRA community, they always talk about supporting each other, saying yes, yes, yes to each other's vision, their success, and hold each other accountable. So if we were to be using that using social media in that way, or any communication for that matter in that way, then you will be able to like feel the power, feel the connection that we actually want to get from going into the social media. Maybe, at least that's what I felt like, right? So let me read that one more time. And what do you think it is? No way in change is total dependence on them for its being. Its whole existence still remains in them. So we're all connected. We're all connected with each other. Do not accept this little fence-off aspect of yourself. The sun and the ocean is nothing beside what you are. The sunbeams sparkle only in the sunlight, and the ripple dances as the rest upon the ocean. So this is great. This is great, right? So without the sunlight, sun cannot shine. Without the ripple, the ocean cannot dance. So without the people, we cannot be people. So if you have seen, what's it called, like Castaway, right? Tom Hanks, he goes crazy because the volleyball is not a human, right? But he gone crazy. He gone crazy because he was not surrounded by other human beings. He longed for that belonging. He longed for the connectedness, and so he created something. But ultimately, he went crazy. But we all strive for that. We all strive for the connection, and it's beautiful, and we have to realize that it is not dangerous. It is just that we are all looking for love, looking for the connection, yet we're all been hurt before, so we are scared to be hurt, scared to be betrayed, scared to be discouraged, scared to be alone one more time. So we are the thing that exactly we want is the thing that we're scared the most, right? We're scared the most. So that's what's happening, I think. Right, and the love knows no body reaches to everything and create like itself. A total lack outlimit its meaning. Total lack is its meaning, right? This is beautiful. And at the end, it said, "Receive it now for him." And okay, let's see this. Okay, this is a whole paragraph, but I'm going to read it. You have reached the end of the ancient journey, not to realize yet that it is over. You're still worn and tired, but the desert does still have to clog your eyes and keep you sightless. Yet he whom you welcome has come to you, and you would welcome you. He has waited long to give you this. Receive it now of him, for he would have you know him. Only a little wall of dust still stands between you and your brother. Blow on it lightly, and with happy laughter it will fall away and walk into the garden love has prepared for both of you. Did you hear that? Happy laughter. Blow on it lightly, and with happy laughter and it will fall away. We're meant to be happy. We're meant to feel with bliss. We're meant to feel with love and connection and like all of that. And it's beautiful, and as Kristen says all the time, if you're not having fun, you're not doing it right. If you're not having fun, you're not doing it right. And I truly think that is, I believe that. I believe that is the truth. Like if you're not having fun, if you're not being in the bliss, everything needs to be so easy. And it doesn't mean that you aren't Like, you don't have to do anything, right? Like, if you're in alignment with that, if you're in alignment with what you're getting called to do, and then you are feeling the joy, you're feeling the bliss, whatever it is that you're facing, you get to do it because you know that there is more beyond that, because there is more beyond whatever it is that you're going through, and that is beautiful, that is powerful, and there are people there to support you regardless of where you are. Again, sun cannot shine without the sun, and ocean cannot dance without the ripple, and people cannot thrive without being with people. That's such a powerful, powerful chapter. I love it. I hope you read this. All right, anyway, I'm talking too much. So let's have a great day. And if you're watching this, please leave a comment, subscribe, and share it with other people. And if you have any requests about talking about it, it's great. I'm going to have a little experiment today, so I'm excited to be sharing with you later. All right, have a good one.